Yup. We're getting ready to start. We are getting ready to start. We are getting ready to start. I'm over here trying to shop on Amazon. Let me stop. What's up, y'all? We here. I'm here. The Lord is here with us. What's up, everybody? I'm ADD like a motherfucker, man. I be doing like 2 and 3 things at once. I'll get going and I'll just go, ooh, and I'll start doing something else. I'm sorry. What's up, everybody? So we're gonna talk about this this video I saw. I first saw this on I saw Seti talking about it on his channel. So then I went and found the full video of this particular interview of when Benzino said FBA are bozos. And I'm going to be fair to him. I'm going to be fair to him in some ways, but I'm also going to be at the same time tell 100% truth. But I like to stay fair while I tell the truth. You know, he looked like he didn't really know what FBA was before I asked his question. But we'll get into that when we play the video. Anyway, we're gonna play the audio of the video. I'm not gonna play the full video. We'll play the audio of it. But he basically had a very strong reaction to Black Americans identifying ourselves as ourselves. And yet again, oh shit, I got yesterday's title up here. Let me just take the title. I don't know what the fuck I want my title to be. I'll think of a title later on. That's not what it is. I don't want to stop right now. But anyway, he has some crass things to say about us. You know, Nephew Luke has been talking a whole lot of shit about us. Yes, I call him Nephew Luke, not Uncle Luke. Ain't none of my uncles that goddamn stupid. Nephew Luke has been running his mouth. You're really starting to see this, and we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about why delineation is so important and what makes us unique as Black Americans, because I don't want to just go around trying to do division for division's sake. But when I have people disrespecting us and who we are and our lineage and where we come from, we got to set the record straight, and we also got to show what it is, why it is we doing what we do. So first, I want y'all to hit the like button. Please share. And my mods, remind folks every now and again, hit that like button. Now, I can't call him Auntie Luke, because Auntie would still give him a higher level of respect. That's Nephew Luke. Ain't nobody that's that unwise, my uncle or auntie. That's a nephew. We gotta raise Luke. You know, we gotta raise Luke up in the right ways, you know, because Nephew Luke brought in all kinds of. I think what I'm gonna do a Patreon. And maybe I put parts of it on YouTube. I'm gonna play music. I'm gonna do a Patreon pretty soon on the cost of these Caribbeans in hip hop. What is yes, Nephew Luke brought in some new waves and allow more explicit language to come in to hip hop, but what's the cost of 2 Live Crew? What's the cost of what Benzino has done with the Source magazine? What's the cost of Drake as he's filing lawsuits in hip hop? Yeah, y'all came in, but at what cost? And we're going to compare that to what music was doing before you got here. Hell, we can go back to just the beginnings of hip hop. At what cost? All of those musicians that lost jobs because the record industry would rather pay somebody to sample, to mix together a few samples. All the bass players, trumpet players, background singers, drummers, singers, xylophone players that lost jobs because everybody want to sample instead of creating. At what cost? All of these things that we're celebrating and talking about, what did it cost us? We've never really done a forensic analysis of that. So yeah, we're gonna start to do some of that forensic analysis over on Patreon, so we can play some music with it. We're gonna ask what was really the cost of all of these people coming in saying that they did some hot shit for hip hop. Okay, what's the cost of Nicki Minaj? You know, what's the cost of Cardi B? After her music shoots to the top, after Nicki Minaj gets so many gold records or platinum records or whatever, sells out so many concerts, what did she overall teach? What did she share? Because music is a prayer. What prayer did her music put out to the universe for our young girls to listen to and pray along to? What was the cost of Nicki Minaj? No one's ever asked that question. Yeah, they got what's the cost of Drake? Yeah, he's a high best streamer for 15 years, but okay, what was the cost? So y'all really don't want to have that conversation. Y'all really be calling me xenophobic and all that kind of shit. I've been nice. But after hearing what Benzino had to say, yeah, people like Talib Kweli running his mouth. Yeah, he had some good music back in the day. But this dude's going around getting run off of Twitter because he can't control his goddamn emotions. Tweeting like a 16-year-old in the basement. You did? Yeah, we're going to have that conversation over on Patreon because we're going to play some music for that. Also, on Friday, on Patreon, we're going to interview Charlie Burrell. He has dropped a new album on Death Row Records, R&B. Man, what's one thing I like about the new Death Row with Snoop taking over? Snoop is he's bringing rhythm and blues back with live instrumentation. And my man Charlie just dropped his album, and that shit was dope. I didn't know he was dropping an album. As soon as I heard that shit, I was like, bro, I gotta interview. This album is dope. This album is dope as hell. And so we're gonna talk about it on Patreon, and then we also gonna do some of it over here on YouTube too. Whatever I can do on YouTube, we gonna do. Like, I mean, this motherfucker got some good ass music. Like, I don't want to play the whole thing. That's the album he has with J-Mo and the Greats. I mean, because I'm you're about to make me mad. That's that new Charlie Burrell's. So I want y'all to download this album right now. I want y'all to download this album. Charlie Burrell, Walk with the Father. Download the album. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a talk about this on Friday. We're going to talk about it. Sometimes you gotta be alone. Soulful shit. Soulful music. Very soulful. And I told y'all a few years ago when I read the cards on do you guys remember when I read the cards on what direction music is going to go in the next few years? I said it's going back to live instrumentation and music is going back regional. This whole everybody be having one superstar, as you see with Drake, that shit can end with one battle. That shit was always fake. There's no one superstar in music. That shit's fake. Music is regional, music is personal, and music has a lot of different dialects all throughout the country. And now black music is we're going back and we are reclaiming all of the genres that we laid out years and years ago. Where's music going next? We're reclaiming country, we're reclaiming house, we're reclaiming rhythm and blues, we're reclaiming jazz, we're reclaiming zydeco, rock. My man J-Mo and Grace is working on a rock album right now, and that shit's hot. That's the direction music's going in. Everybody's going to have some music for them. All of that fake ass, oh, my album got 2,000 million streams. Bot bullshit is over with. We are going back to real music because the soul needs it. The soul needs it. So that's the direction music is going to. You're taking grunge back? That's the direction music is going in. Because it's been out of line the last 30 years. Music has been really out of line. You hear that harp? They had a harp playing in that motherfucker. This motherfucker Charlie had a goddamn harp. Charlie had a harp. Anyway, so let's go. Yeah, the reason why AI music is going to be the new pop music in the future. The pop artists are all going to be AI. But like I said before, black folks, we have nothing to fear. Music has been AI for the last 15 years anyway. Auto-tune, those future tick, 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 tick boom beats with no real musicality to it. The people are already conditioned to AI. Drake humming. Chris Brown, as talented as he is, being lazy with auto-tune and still selling out stadiums, the sound is right for AI. And Drake, The Weeknd, Chris Brown, Rihanna, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Future, even in some ways, Ye, all set the table for auto-tune to take over the pop spot. Because these motherfuckers decide to use this machinery to make music. Now the machines are about to take their monkey asses out. But the artists that are making real music, those guys that are doing it from the heart and they're good, they're going to get great cult followings, but they'll be making a lot more money because they'll have their direct fan base followings that's going to support them through their careers. And music is about to go back to having a more wider palette than that small little box that we've been socially engineered into the last 25 years, 30 years. That's where it's going. And that transitions perfectly into what we're talking about, Benzino. Because Benzino helped devolve music with his Source magazine. Somebody said that they use AI to make retro music. I'm not talking about AI retro music. Of course, real AI can never outdo soul music. It can never outdo Black Americans getting together, forming a band, and singing natural. It's never going to happen. Now, it may sound like a certain way, but soul music has an energy that a machine, a computer cannot account for. But that's going to require us Black Americans to get back to the roots of our music, coming out of the gospel, tapping into our gospel roots, to impart that gospel into our country music, our jazz, our soul, our hip hop, our rhythm and blues. That's what it's going to take to beat AI. It's going to take us tapping into our gospel roots and using that energy and putting that energy into the music. No AI can duplicate that. Impossible. It can duplicate the sound, cannot duplicate the texture. Yeah, Southern soul, black country line music. Yeah, it's coming back home. Goddammit. Well, anyway, let's go into Benzino. Let's go into Benzino and him saying FBA at bozos. We 18 minutes in. Okay, we got almost 500 up in here between across platforms. I need y'all to hit the like button if you're on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button if you're on YouTube. Hit the retweet button if you're on Twitter. And please, please, please share. Please share. You dig? All right. So let's go. This is the interview. I went back and saw the whole interview. So I want to make sure I didn't get it out of context. I'm not going to play. I'm going to play the audio in the background. But the host asked, and this is from Dub here, YouTube page. This interview, I guess, is posted 5 days ago. And I want to go over some of what's being said, these questions being asked. And then we're going to talk about it, all right? So that's the video, but I'm going to play it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play it in the background so that you guys can hear it.
That's true. Now, recently also in the news, Fat Joe, he has some opinions on the FBA, the Foundational Black Authority.
This is the first time I even heard.
The host right there. He don't even know all the way what it is for him to use the words, the Foundational Black Authority. The host is not really up to game on what it is he's talking about. The host calls it the group, the Foundational Black Authority, like what Fat Joe has said. All right, let's go.
Like, when did people start saying the FBA? What is that?
It's new. Like Tariq Nasheed, I forgot the other guy's name.
But when does that? What's it based on? What's the like? Is this like Black Lives Matter?
No, no. It's like they're just into black people, African Americans, black that are born here, not Jamaican, Haitian, Caribbean. I believe that's what the organization.
Yeah, but why?
We're just into. Correction, brother. Not into anybody. Just talking about the unique history and lineage of the people that built America. That's all. That's all it is. This is about the unique lineage of the people who built America. There's no hate. It's no disrespect to anybody else. It's no selling anybody else short. It's not putting us above anybody. But it is saying that this is our home and we have our unique lineage, and we're here to defend it. That's all. It shouldn't really offend anybody, but the way he framed the question, I can see if Benzino isn't up on game, how it could take him aback. But it's still, with that being said, no excuse for what he says. Let's keep going. Yeah. And I'm not sure what the host is, but, no disrespect to the host, no disrespect. But the hairline may tell somebody what it is. This is a good question. How are you interviewing someone with questions that you haven't even researched what you're talking about? That's a great goddamn question. It's a great question. Why would you host and you haven't researched your own questions? And I wouldn't put myself out there like that if I'm hosting. But anyway, let's go.
Why are they splitting?
I don't know.
What are we splitting us up again for? Why are we?
I get what you're saying. Some people say it's needed. Some people say it's not.
Why is? Listen, you know what's needed? Niggas need to motherfucking start coming together, like sincerely, start growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's needed? Niggas.
Hold on. He said what's needed is niggas need to start coming together and start growing up. Nigga, he said niggas need to start coming together and start growing up. He said niggas need to grow up. Niggas need to grow up. This has been, not even a whole year ago. We need to grow up. He's on Drink Champs drinking.
That. We don't listen to that in the hood, bro.
A few moments later.
I don't got nothing against Eminem.
We need to grow up.
Nothing against Eminem. They can rap. But I care about us more. I don't want to go through, I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want, for 22 years, every time I do an interview, they ask me about Eminem. The fuck you want me to do? Come on, man. My daughter came into the industry figuring that, hey, I gotta be cool with Eminem.
But we need to grow up. But we need to grow up.
Because everybody's against my dad. You think this shit is fucking cool? Nah, man. We're failing as a people. I don't hate Eminem. I don't know him to hate him.
But we need to grow up. Yeah, she crying, laughing. But we need to grow up.
Niggas needs to start growing up.
That's a fact.
Okay.
And start acting a little more responsible and mature. That's what's needed. Like,
You got cornrows that are gray, that are coming apart. You look like you sat between a man's legs to get those cornrows put in. And no disrespect, I'm not just, Black American culture. That's what we do. We talk a little bit of shit. It ain't personal, Benzino. But you're talking about my people. You're talking about me. I'm a Black American. I'm a foundation of Black American. So when you generalize and you talk about us, and this goes not just for Benzino, but for anyone, like what Fat Joe just learned, you talk shit about us in general, you can get specifically clowned. Talk about us in general, you can specifically get it. I don't need to throw a whole shot at your island where you come from. He's a Cape Verdean. What is Benzino mixed with? That nigga got slave master on both sides of his family. He got two granddaddies that hate him.
Foundation of that. I don't even like the way that sounds. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now that you told me, I definitely ain't into that. So go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, well, you don't agree with the sentiment
because without Jamaican people, do you understand? Do you understand what Jamaican people have given to our culture of music?
What? This is an honest question. What has Jamaican people given to Black culture? And I'm looking at the chat room right now. If anybody got I don't want any. For right now, I'll even open up the phone line for right now. But only call in. Don't call in cracking jokes. Don't call in agreeing with me. If you genuinely feel Jamaica has given Black America something in culture, only if you're genuine, because I want to keep going. I'm not going to spend too long on this part. But if you genuinely feel Jamaica has given something to Black culture from Jamaica that wasn't already here in the United States before they arrived, please give us a call right now. 323-744-7425. Don't call. I don't want any jokes. I want to keep going to get through the rest of this. But I want to open up the phone line. I'll allow you guys to call in with your thoughts later on. You can call in with your thoughts later in about 30 minutes. But right now, if you think Jamaica's giving us something, I want you to give us a call and tell us what that is. Please. Because I really want to know. What is Jamaica giving Black America besides beef patties and a 2-hour wait for jerk chicken? Please. 323-744-7425. If Jamaica has given Black America something that we cannot do without, tell me what it is. Caller hung up. Call back, caller. Call back, please, please. I was picking up my water. Call back. Call back. I want to know, what has Jamaica given Black America that we did not already have? Three two three 744-7425. What's up, Carl? What's the name? Where you calling from?
IB Israel from San Diego.
IB Israel from San Diego. What's on your mind? What is Jamaica giving us?
Reggae.
Hey, turn it off in the background. Turn the music off.
Okay, we'll do.
Or me off.
Reggae.
What's up, Carl? What's the name? Where you calling? Do you know what reggae is?
No, but I'm sure you're going to explain it to me. Go ahead.
Reggae is a Jamaican version of rhythm and blues.
Okay, I don't think it's something we can't live without, but that's where I first, known reggae music.
Okay.
Yeah, but I agree with you.
But they're giving us reggae. I'll take that
from us anyway. Yeah, for sure.
They giving us reggae. Let's roll with that. I'll take that answer.
Okay, got it. All right, thank you, Ben.
Thanks. All right, reggae. Okay, that's one. They've given us reggae. I'll write that down. That's a good answer. Now, whether or not you listen to reggae, y'all, that's personal preference. Some people listen to it, some people don't. But I'll take reggae. What else? Reggae, I could do without. It's cool. Reggae to me is a cool change of pace. I'll listen to some No Woman, No Cry. I'll listen to some, Oh Please, Don't Rock My Boat. And let's be very clear. When people say reggae, when Americans say reggae, they're talking about Bob Marley's Legends album. That's the only reggae we talking about. And Sister Nancy. We talking about the Bob Marley Legend album and Sister Nancy. Outside of that, we ain't talking about no reggae. They don't really get play here in America. But go ahead, Carter. What is Jamaica giving Black America that we cannot do without, that we did not have before they got here?
Jerk chicken and oxtail.
Huh?
Jerk chicken and oxtail.
Yeah. I like our oxtails better, and jerk chicken we can do without. But okay, they gave us jerk chicken, and they gave us their version of oxtails. All right. What else?
I don't really have much else. Even I'm a foundational Black American, so even I just enjoy other people's culture. But as time has gone on, I've seen a lot of people just they just be very rude. But I feel like we just got too much love, so it'd be like a battle.
Yeah, man. Thanks for giving us a call.
Yep.
All right. I'll take casual calls later on. I'm really trying to figure out, what is Jamaica giving Black America that we didn't have? Somebody said Marcus Garvey. We had Booker T. Washington, who was doing it bigger than Garvey. Garvey left Jamaica because Jamaica wasn't fucking with him. And when Garvey's ass went back to Jamaica, Jamaica elected a whole white man over Garvey when Garvey ran for election. Always remember that Marcus Garvey was on Booker T. Washington's time, right? Never let them write out Booker T. Washington, who formed the Tuskegee Institute and got George Washington Carver to come down to Tuskegee and teach black people. Booker T. Washington had much more of a profound effect on black America than Marcus Garvey, as evidenced as his Tuskegee Institute, now Tuskegee University. Booker T. Washington's university is still having an effect on black people to this day in 2025. That's how cold Booker T. Washington is. 110 years after his death, his university is still up, running, and standing. And that's who Garvey got the game from. Never forget that. So as we can see, the only people in the chat room that say that Jamaica gave us something don't have the nuts to call in. They don't have the nuts to call in. Rio, if you don't call in, you will be timed out. So please call in or leave. It's that simple. What's up, caller? What has Jamaica given to Black America that we cannot do without, that we didn't already have before they got here? Well,
yo, my question isn't regarding Jamaica. It's personally towards you about Thomas Sowell and his opinion that the black culture comes from white trash.
Fuck Thomas Sowell.
British
I want
stuff.
your answer. What has Jamaica given Black America that Black America did not already have that we cannot do without? Thomas Sowell, I want your answer. What has Jamaica?
Yo, I don't have no answer on that. I'm looking to you for guidance, homie, and I'm asking you to question what you think of Thomas Sowell and that this black stuff comes from white trash, white boy stuff.
Like I said, with all due respect to you and no respect to Thomas Sowell, fuck Thomas Sowell. He's a grifter.
All right, yo, I feel it, bro.
Let me tell you who Thomas Sowell is. Because that's an honest question you asked me. So let me give you my answer what Thomas Sowell is. Are you hung up? Thomas Sowell is a grifter that understands that white people want to find whatever scientific excuse they can to continue their system of white supremacy with black people. And he gave them the red meat that they wanted. Thomas Sowell is a hoe. And there's nothing that we learn from the dregs of white society. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Did they learn from us? Yeah. Hell yeah, they learned from us. But there's nothing we learned from the dregs of white society other than how to be violent towards one another. That's what we learned from them. We learned how to not take baths from the dregs of white society. Outside of that, Thomas Sowell is a hoe. So there we go. Yeah, hit my Cash App, $ DejuanB1. Hit the Cash App. Let me know you here. $ DejuanB1. All right, so since we don't have any honest answer as to what Jamaica has given Black America, we can now move on to the rest of what he's going to say. We've already concluded there's nothing that they gave us that we did not already have. Hey, in chat, don't waste your time with that Rio guy. If Rio can't call in, time him out. What's up, Carter? What's the name? Where you calling from? And what did Jamaicans bring to Black America?
What's going on? My name is Tyron Leo, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I was listening in on to this podcast, and I'm a new person that's watching, and from what I've observed about this whole Caribbean versus FBA thing, I think that a lot of these people that are following Tariq Nasheed, they're not getting the whole big picture, because this delineation thing started with the brother Hardcore Alquan. And his main focus was on to remove ourselves from these Pan-Africans, because the ones that's pushing this Pan-African stuff are Caribbeans mostly, because they don't want us claiming our lineage here, and they want us to flee to Africa, but they're not trying to tell people in like Latin America to move to Africa, because that's where the bulk of the transatlantic slave trade went, which was the Caribbean and Latin America. And with this whole thing with Jamaicans and Hispanics claiming that they invented Black American culture, I'd say that slightly, yeah, because we have relatives within the Caribbean and Latin America because of slavery. You had indigenous Americans being shipped around the United States, Caribbean, and Latin America. But I wouldn't say that they invented all of our culture. They did.
Question: What? Turn me off in the background. Mute me in the background. You're watching the show. Mute.
Oh, I don't have anything on in the background of mine, Ian.
Well, I hear myself speaking back.
Can you hear it?
I hear me.
Testing.
Okay, turn it. Okay. What did Jamaica give us? Or the Caribbean?
Jamaicans that we share with them is probably, if you heard of Afro-Bahamian, people in the Southeast, we share common culture with them.
Question. No. I don't do generals. What did they give us?
So, example, we share food. We share clothing styles.
What did they give us?
Bro,
you have to answer. If we're doing this anthropological standards, you have to answer who, what,
so
when, where, why, and
for
how.
example, are you familiar with Junkanoo?
Yes, but okay. What did they give us?
Are you familiar with?
No. I'm asking. No. I'm asking you a direct question. No. We're not. Because I don't have 2 hours. I don't have much. I don't have time. I asked a very specific question. What did they give us that we did not already have?
Gotcha. So we have the same language stylings, which is Creole, Pidgin.
No, that's
we have
not
the same religious practices.
No, not. We don't have the same language stylings. No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. We have hoodoo and root work.
No, we don't. Okay, a small segment of people do hoodoo and root work. What about the other 99.9999999% of Black Americans who don't?
You got things like Santeria. You got things like Mardi
Okay, you
Gras
got 2 niggas that do Santeria out of every 100,000. What have they given us that we didn't already have?
You said
I mean something that's used every day.
All right, so I already told you, Mardi Gras and
Mardi Gras
basically the same thing.
No, the biggest Mardi Gras actually happens in Alabama. No. What did they give us? Let me give you an example. Black Americans gave Jamaicans ska music through Roscoe Gordon, through Chuck Berry. We gave Jamaicans the drum set, the bass guitar. We gave them the keyboard. And that's the basic components of the bandstand of ska, reggae, rocksteady, and dancehall. That all came directly from Black America.
I kind of can't.
You see how quick? Real quick. Did you see how quick I was able to answer that? That's just 4 things.
I can't hear you because your thing is messing up on your end.
Well, here it is. You failed. They didn't give us anything. You're babbling, and I can't keep talking because you didn't. I've given you 5 minutes and 4 seconds to
My
give us
brother,
one
my
thing that they
brother,
given us,
for real,
and they haven't
This
given us
thing,
any
this
of that
whole
stuff.
thing of delineating from Caribbeans,
No.
this is
You're on my
a
time. I'm
whole
not on
list
your
of
time.
Tariq Nasheed, which
This
he's
isn't
not
the
even
call
on it
in
on
and
his
bitch
own
about Tariq Nasheed hour.
page.
This is answer my goddamn question hour. Don't call me and bitch about Tariq. This ain't about Tariq Nasheed.
I'm not calling the bitch about.
All right. I had enough. You're not going to call me the bitch about Tariq Nasheed. If you want to cry about Tariq, he holds Twitter spaces 4 or 5 nights a week. And he opens up the microphone for everybody to call in and spend their time and talk to him. If you have an issue with Tariq Nasheed, talk to Tariq Nasheed. Don't talk to me. Very specific questions. What is Jamaica giving Black America that we did not have before they got here? And the answer is nothing. What is Black America giving Jamaica? One thing we gave them was birthright citizenship. Another thing we've given them was civil rights laws when they got here that they were able to use and take advantage of upon arrival. We've given them their current iteration because Jamaica had its own music before. We didn't put a gun to Jamaica's head and tell them to adapt our music. That was their choice. So that was a gift that we offered that they took and they still use to this day. Very simple, direct to the question answer if you have an answer. What's up, caller? What is Jamaica giving to Black America that we did not already have before they got here? You there, caller?
Yo, what's up? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching you on YouTube. Should I shut the YouTube off?
Yes, please.
All right. So what I'm Dwayne B, man, I want to give you praise for all your work you've been doing, man. I've been in music all my life. I played with Lloyd Nibbs when I was 17 years old. He's the father of ska music. And he sat me down and told me that we got our music from New Orleans, from the radio, and we tried to duplicate it. And all we did was just put a little chicka in it. But he said all the music we was doing was coming from America.
Yeah, and that's very important because that's why I always say the originals, the OGs, they weren't on this bullshit. It's this.
Listen, brother, I want to say one more thing because I've been thinking about this for a long time. I watched this. I'm going to say it real quick. This documentary by Stuart Copeland. Because, you know, the narrative has always been all my life that Black Americans get their funkiness and their soulfulness and their rhythm from Africa. And Stuart Copeland did this documentary about where does rhythm come from. And he went to Africa to try to discover all the rhythms. And what he discovered unknowingly, and he didn't really promote it or say anything about it, but I was like, wow, that is deep. He discovered that the 4 on the floor, like you were saying before, the 2 and the 4, how we play on the 2 and the 4, and the rest of the world is on the 1 and the 3. Yeah, he discovered that rhythm is native to America. They don't have it in Africa. So if they're doing the 2 and the 4, they're copying America too.
Right. Period.
My name is Stuart Copeland.
You know, I've been thinking about that for a couple of weeks, man. Thank you for allowing me to call in.
I appreciate that.
And say that I've never called into anybody before. I respect you. I respect Lord Jamar, man. I'm an old school. I'm almost 60 years old. I've been playing bass since I was 17. And I just want to give you some love. And man, you are 100% right. These people are trying to steal our American culture. Now, listen, I'm a white guy, you know what I'm saying? But I grew up in the hood, and I've been playing bass guitar and trying to mimic who? Black Americans, brother. I know the truth. It is Black Americans. And furthermore, this whole narrative that your culture, they've been spinning this narrative, and at first I wasn't with it, you know, and I didn't know because they didn't have some history. But now more things are becoming revealed, and we realize, and I've been following the culture. The other thing you was talking about how the bands have been broken down and they got rid of all the live musicians. Yes, I've been watching that. Even the Philharmonics are losing membership and losing patronage.
Yeah.
So music in general live music is under attack. I also remember going to New York City in the 80s, and there was mad live music on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Mad people playing. Well, I seen this scene back in the 80s of this father and son playing drums. They had a crowd like you never know. It was so uplifting to hear them play, and they were playing American hip-hop beats, American funk beats, American whatever. They had a whole show, a whole routine just on the drums, and they're able to entertain a whole crowd of people. Brother, I want to thank you for your work. I don't want to keep your time. I wanted to make the point that black Americans did not get their funkiness from Africa. They didn't get their rhythm from Africa. The whole narrative of Native Americans, I don't even want to use that terminology anymore, whatever it is, the people that were here were black. My nephew is a Narragansett Indian. His father was a full-blooded Narragansett Indian, and he's a black man, 100% in the face. He has the big, wide nose, and all of that, and the features. And if you look at a lot of the Narragansetts, they do have these features.
Mm-hmm.
So they were trying to spin a narrative over here. I'm on the East Coast in Rhode Island. He said they tried to spin a narrative that they got that blood from intermingling with African slaves.
Yeah, Rhode Island, you wouldn't think of it. They're all throughout Rhode Island, a lot of those native blacks.
Right, Narragansett, Wampanoag, Pequot.
Lenape, all them.
Yup, that's what we got over here. My nephew and my niece are Narragansett Indians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, anyway, brother, I just want to give thanks, man, because I've been waiting for this so long, for somebody else to come and tell the truth, Just the truth. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, brother. Sometime in the future, I'm going to call in again. My name is Yah Seeker over here in Rhode Island, brother.
Yes, sir, man. You have a good one. Thanks.
All right. Bless.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's something I'm gonna look up that documentary he said, but that's something I had learned in college. When I was in I took a 300 level music history course at Cal State Northridge. And it was funny too. Let me see here. Let me see. I just saw the CD. This was the first CD I ever recorded on. This is from y'all. Don't be clowning me. Y'all motherfuckers better not clown me when I show y'all this picture. This is from like 2002, 2003. This band I was in called Room 16. It was me, two Latino dudes, the two brothers, hella cool from the Bay Area. They Bay Area Latinos, Latino mix of white, and another brother that's from South Carolina who mostly lives in Europe now. I've done music with him in France. He lives in France now. And this is the first CD I was on back in college. But we met at Cal State Northridge in that music class. We met in that music class, and in that music class, that's when I found out the 2 and the 4 is unique to America. I didn't know that. And if y'all clown me, I'm kicking y'all ass. If y'all talk shit, anybody talking shit, mods. Anybody talking shit, write their name down. I'm flying to your house and I'm kicking your ass, all right? But when you hit the 2 and the 4, that's us, baby. That's the signature. It doesn't exist anywhere else until after they heard us do it first. I'm going to take this one more call, then I'm going to keep going. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from? And what has Jamaica given Black Americans that we did not have before they got here?
Okay. First of all, I want to say I'm a follower of you, and I really appreciate what you do. I think you're doing a great thing. I'm a jazz musician, and I'm half Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked to older people. I've hung around a lot of great jazz musicians, and one thing we know in New Orleans, what they brought to the culture, to jazz music, was community. And that's something I was told.
Was what?
Community. The sense of communal. Being communal. Not musical. Nothing musical. The concept of community.
Who brought that? America already had concept of community.
Jamaicans.
We already had community all throughout. Huh? Because my grandfather was in my family's from Lake Charles, and that's not too far from New Orleans. They had community, like, I mean, not just Mississippi.
I mean, that's what was told to me.
Yeah,
so
that's
I know that, like, the swing rhythm came from the Haitian war cry rhythm.
No, that's not. I don't know who said that, because the swing rhythm came from when the Buddy Bolden came with the Big Four beat.
Yeah, right.
That's where that came from. And then Louis Armstrong, and then, like, and as you know, as a musician yourself, music evolved. Jazz, New Orleans has a style, but as jazz evolved throughout the country, each section of the country got its own styling of jazz,
For sure.
To the point to where, by the time jazz got to Chicago, you almost don't even see the traces of New Orleans. It's evolved into something almost completely different, because jazz is forever moving forward,
Yeah, no doubt. And like I said, man, everything you said, I totally agree with. So,
And also, I appreciate that. And also, to make it clear, I don't have no issues with Jamaica or the Caribbean, because I listen to soca. That's why I'm able to understand. Like, I like soca. I like calypso. Calypso, when I play the drums a lot, behind funk, calypso is my favorite style to play. Behind funk.
Oh, wow. You know what, man? I'm half Jamaican. I don't really, indulge in that part of my culture, as I should. But you know what I mean, like, from older cats, great musicians from New Orleans, what they told me.
Yeah, these are
I wasn't there.
And also, we got to know that a lot of our ancestors, we just kind of we did so much trying to share and give community. We would, like we do now. Like, it's no different than now. When black people now say black and brown, knowing brown ain't did a damn thing for us. We ain't never seen a Latino do shit for us, but we be the first one to say black and brown.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And New Orleans, and the people in New Orleans also got a number done on them, because in New Orleans, black music and black music history was outlawed in 1915 in New Orleans. They outlawed it, teaching it, and teaching the correct history in 1915 to the people of New Orleans. That's how powerful we are. They just started allowing the proper teaching of it back in the last decade or so.
Yeah, I dig it, man. Well, look, I'm not gonna hold you up, bro, because
yes, sir.
Will watch the show. But I just want to say, man, keep doing what you're doing, bro.
I appreciate it, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah, that's how I was able to get to where I started asking these questions, and I'm so confident in my approach, because I actually listen. But I want to keep going to more of what Benzino said. I'm gonna shut the phone line down for like another 20 minutes. And then we're gonna get back to the phone lines in about 20 minutes. Yeah, that's a good point, Hugh, bro. Yeah. Most of New Orleans jazz musicians were not from New Orleans. New Orleans was they were from all the rural cotton plantations around New Orleans. And during the Great Migration, the first Great Migration was after the end of Reconstruction in 1877 to 1905. That's when black people migrated from small towns to Memphis, New Orleans, Atlanta, Montgomery, Birmingham, those big cities in the South. They mostly got occupied between 1780 and 1880 and 1910. That's when those cities got filled up because the first migration was to the bigger cities out of the plantations. So it's not like these black people were always in New Orleans. They were leaving Natchez to go to New Orleans. They were leaving Lake Charles, Sugarland, Pearland, Texas. They were leaving these places to go to those big cities. They weren't always there. All right. Now let's keep going to what Benzino's talking about, and then we're gonna take some calls again on the other side.
You taking different, like, come on, like what type of? Go ahead, man. No, let's see as hell.
Right now, let's get to the next topic.
Who made that up?
I believe Tariq and she.
Oh shit! I had it on mute. My bad.
Responsible and mature. That's what's needed. Like foundational. I don't even like the way that sounds. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now that you told me, I definitely ain't into that. So go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, well, you don't agree with the sentiment
because without Jamaican people, do you understand? Do you understand what Jamaican people have given to our culture of music and different? Like, come on, like what type of?
See, there we go. There it is. He just said it. I just had to replay that part. You can't. They always just say they. This is the same way with the whole jazz thing. They'll say jazz is French elements. I want you guys to look out for this stuff when you do your research. Whenever they say elements of something, but they cannot name the elements, it's bullshit. Even when you're reading scholarship work, if they say elements, because let's take it the other way. If I'm a black person and I'm saying I attribute it to your Latin or your Jamaican culture elements, they're going to be like, no, you did not. No. You'd have to explain the elements. Well, you got the drum set from us. You got the doo-wop singing from us. You got this from us. And then once you explain who, what, when, where, and why, they'll be like, okay, but it's still Jamaican. Okay. No one ever allows black Americans to get away with the elements talk. No one ever, we're never allowed to get away with saying we've given you elements of something and been able to stand on it. Name one thing black Americans have been able to tell other people we gave them elements of without explaining in full detail what those elements are. I'll wait. Anytime other groups are saying they gave us elements, that means they didn't give us jack shit. That's just a way for them to say to make themselves feel good. If you cannot answer, because think about it, black folks, this history we're talking about with the music, this is just in the last 100 years, and it's well documented. I mean, there have been documentaries on jazz since the 50s and the 40s. I've seen documentaries on jazz that were made in the 50s saying that this is America's old classical music. I've read books on ragtime that were written in 1910. I've read books on music that was written in 1870. American music history is well documented. It's well documented. There's nothing in our music that dates so far back we can't find out where it came from. We know the piano came from Europe. We know once we read European history, we know that the black Moors, created the piano in Europe. The current piano. We know the harpsichord came from Europe. The saxophone came from Europe in the 1850s. We know the bass guitar came from the United States of America. We know that the electric guitar, the lead guitar, the hollow body guitar comes from the United States of America. The ones that's used right now. Now, did Latin America have their version in the lute? Yes. Does Africa have a banjo? Yes. Do black people play the fucking banjo in our music? No. The same reason we know the sitar came from India. Do we use the sitar in our music? Every now and again, but really no. We use the hollow body and the electric lead. And both of those came from right here. We know the drum set came from right here. And we know that when Japan started making instruments in the 60s and the 70s, the Japanese instruments were electronic versions, knockoffs of the natural instrument from here in the United States of America. The drum machine was a direct copy of the drum set, not the fucking steel drums or the timbales or the bongos or the congos. It's an imitation of the drum set, not the African hand drum. We know this. So if people cannot point you to who, what, when, where, and why, they're bullshitting because it's well documented.
Go ahead, man.
No, that's
silly as hell, man.
Right now, let's get to the next topic.
Who made that up?
I believe Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah, that ain't it, man. That's not it. That ain't it. And Fat Joe said something about it.
At least he condemned Fat Joe.
He got on him. Actually, today, he actually resigned. He stepped down from his position at BET because of this. It got so much stuff that he had to step down, it seems like.
I'm saying, look, people wouldn't understand this about
He was calling him broke and stuff like that, too.
Look, Joe has to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Joe got to stop doing that. But in Joe...
Then he comes to Joe's defense.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip ahead to this part, then we're going to come back. I'm going to open the phone lines back up.
Like, it don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit, it would be great if everybody that's in the struggle can have some real talk.
That's real talk.
You know what I'm saying? So, having money rather. You know what I'm saying? Being rich rather.
Listen to this.
You know what I'm saying? Rich can't, you know what I mean? Like, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit, it would be great if everybody that's in the struggle can have something, you know? But, you know, so he has to be careful with that.
Yeah.
No. But as far as the founder, I'm not with that shit. And anybody out there is with that is a bozo, as far as I'm concerned. There is no foundational Black America. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we all in this together, all of us.
We all in this together. Why is it we all in this together, people? Why don't they ever check the people who try to delineate their little piece of hip hop? If it's so important to point out that Latinos and Jamaicans created it, or why, if we're all in this together, why is it so important that they delineate themselves? No one ever asked that question. We're always all in this together when it comes to taking from what the fuck we got.
Contribute. So we don't, they're already trying to divide us and conquer us, and why are we trying to divide ourselves?
Yeah.
I'm glad you told me that. I didn't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, stuff is deep. I mean, it's new, so I don't really try to get too much in.
What does this hairline tell you he from?
Now, on the topic of podcasts and Joe.
So there we go. There we go. So why is it important that we delineate? Let's say this before I take another call. Why is it important? Because when it comes to delineation, when it comes to our experience here, our unique experience, people always say, oh, everybody was enslaved, yada, 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 yada. And they're saying that Black Americans are so mean, we're just these mean people because we want to delineate. And we're evil because we want to delineate. Meanwhile, these people have nothing. They've never experienced what we've experienced on this land post-slavery. Let me take y'all back to Red Summer, the summer of 1919. Red Summer is important because, just like I said before, Red Summer happened right in the middle of the first wave of the Great Migration from the South to the North. when over 22 black towns around the country experienced race riots that were backed by both the Democrats and by the government and by white militias. See, when we left the rural South and moved on up, in that summer, red summer, New York burned, Philadelphia, Chicago, Cleveland, Nebraska, Knoxville, Tennessee, DC, Norfolk, Charleston, Austin. Hold on, I think my dog. Hold on 1 second. You want to come in, Rocky? Want to come in? There we go. Let me make it all like goddamn noise like you was yesterday, all right? You was loud as fuck yesterday, Rocky. You was loud as fuck. Hey, baby boy. Hey, baby boy. And Rocky came in and kicked it. Tell everybody I said, what's up, Rocky? Tell everybody, what's up? Go, say, what's up, Rocky? Rocky like, man, fuck all that bullshit. Sit on down, baby boy. So, when we moved from the South to the North, we were only, 5 years in, because the migration started around 1915, because that was the end of World War, that was during World War I, and then a lot of jobs were open in the North. Only for us to get there and get our shit fucked up. But we didn't just get fucked up. We shot back. There was a riot in Chicago, and in Chicago, when they would come and stand, when they came in, because it started in Chicago because a black person in Lake Michigan floated too far over onto the white side, and they killed him. And the black people who reported the murder are the ones who got arrested, and the white people who did the murder got away. And that caused a whole race riot to where the government, the police, helped the white mob. So the black people stood on roofs and created perimeters and started picking white people off. And that's when the shit ended. When black people got on the roofs and started picking them off, all of a sudden, riot's over. You had all kinds of different stuff that we had to face when we went into these cities. Immigrant blacks, y'all wasn't here when this happened. Y'all weren't in America. Y'all weren't in Omaha, Nebraska when this happened in 1919. Y'all weren't in Cleveland. Y'all weren't in Knoxville. You weren't in Chicago. You weren't in Norfolk. A handful was in New York. But you weren't in Charleston. You weren't in Arkansas. You weren't in Longview, Texas. You were none of those places where we had to deal with this shit. That's what we had to deal with to establish our music in these northern cities. You didn't go through none of that. And this isn't to pick and play who had it worse, who had it better. But this is the sacrifice our ancestors went through. They left the South getting pulled apart. My grandfather, before he died, told me the story. I'm glad I got this story a year before he died. The reason why they came from Grace, Mississippi to Los Angeles is because he saw his uncle tied at one end, tied at both ends by a horse and ripped apart, which made his family go down to New Orleans to catch the train to L.A., only to get to L.A. and get treated worse. That's what we have to go through to create the blues, which is the foundation to all your reggae and ska music. That's what we have to go through to create jazz, which is the foundation to all of your Latin jazz, bossa nova, and all that shit. That's after slavery. Us who are delineating, we're showing love and honor and respect to the ancestors of ours that went through that experience to get us to where we are right now. Like, you all right? You make too much goddamn noise. You gotta go. You wanna go? Shit. There we go. So yeah, that's what we talk about in Black America. That's just one summer. I'm only literally giving you guys one summer. Black Wall Street was 3 years later. Wilmington, North Carolina was 20 years before that. I'm only giving you one summer. Of the hell we had to go through on this land. And it's that hell we had to go through that the music came out of. Music is a sonic interpretation of your immediate environment. And all of those sounds that hip-hop DJs like to sample came out of that experience from free Black people in the North. You said Rocky here, Red Summer started biting shit. We gotta have respect for that. And especially you hip-hop niggas. Let's get on you niggas real quick that are so quick to give up the culture. Man, this is the sound of the ghetto. All Black music is a sound of the ghetto. You think them Black people moved to Chicago and was living in Beverly motherfucking Hills? I don't know the name of the good neighborhood in Chicago. Somebody from Chicago, what's y'all good neighborhood? Y'all think Black people was living in that neighborhood? Y'all think Black people moved from the South and moved to New York and was living on motherfucking Park Place in New York? Come on. Where the hell do you think they were living? In the motherfucking ghetto. Ragtime is ghetto music. Jazz is ghetto music. Rhythm and blues is ghetto music. House music is ghetto music. Bebop is ghetto music. I get tired of people, oh man, hip hop, damn, that come from the ghetto. And at least hip hop had government cheese. Them jazz niggas didn't have Section 8, nigga. Jazz niggas had to play that goddamn trumpet to pay their Section 8, to pay their rent, because they didn't have Section 8. They didn't have government benefits. They didn't have projects. They didn't have government titties that they relied upon. You hip hop niggas better give some respect to the people that gave you your harmonies and melodies, because they didn't get them government handouts to create the music that you sample. I remember I had a conversation with, who was that? It was when I was on that other show I used to do. It was back when I was on Craig Fact. It was somebody that we had interviewed before, and he was just talking about how the jazz guys didn't go through what they went through in hip hop. How he was like, I forgot who was that. I forgot who it was. But he was like, yeah, in hip hop, we lived in the projects, man. I said, nigga, do you realize just the fact that you lived in the projects and your mama had $6 a month rent gave you a leg up over the jazz guys? Louis Armstrong, there was no goddamn. Louis Armstrong had to live in a fucking brothel and play when he was 8. Louis Armstrong was living in a fucking whorehouse. Dale Alexander says people love to talk about the melting pot concept that's America, but they don't like to talk about who was invited to the potluck, and more importantly, who was left out of it. Real talk. They talk about melting pot until we start talking about that segregation thing. Somebody said Negroes created their songs in church and plantation and forest as American Indians. It wasn't no slum or ghetto. Yes, that music. I'm talking about the music of the 1900s. We were reclassified from Indians to black in the 1900s, and we lived in the ghettos, in the cities. Planned environments of resource deprivation is what a ghetto is. Let's call a spade, and a strike a strike, a ball a ball. Bebop was created in the ghetto. It's Kansas City ghetto music. Period. No matter how anybody feels about it. The bebop is Kansas City ghetto music. Because the ghettos is where we all got together. Church is where we learn how to play music, but church is not where our music is created because church is anti-popular music. Church is anti-world music. It's better it is now, but in the 40s, you couldn't play in the fucking world in church. You had to hide that you played in the world if you wanted to play in church. Church is where we learn. The juke joints is where we create. The reason why Jersey's influence is never talked about because Jersey don't talk about it. Y'all be letting New York take all the goddamn credit. Jersey has a dope music history. But y'all be quiet when the New Yorkers come around. Y'all got to speak up. Y'all got to speak up, Jersey. Just like Memphis needs to speak up. And Chicago needs to speak up. All right, the phone lines are back open. I'm having a few more calls. 323-744-7425. FBA are bozos, according to Benzino. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, what's good? Panther calling from out of Harlem.
From out of Harlem, what's your mind?
Yeah. I just want to run through some things real quick. About the first two callers. I'm tired of I don't mean to come at the Caribbeans, but people gotta I'm tired of the leeching and stuff like that. Just give foundational people they homage and they respect and stop trying to leech on to the culture. Trying to say I think one of the brothers said something about community. Caribbeans brought community to America. Found the foundation of community already been set. That's how your people was able to come here. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. And the other dude trying to bring up Tariq so he could say that it's a cult and say that we trying to put down Caribbeans to separate from them and stuff like that. All that stuff is out the window because President Trump already said that the 14th Amendment is for slave descendants of America, and we already know who the slave descendants of America. So,
right,
it's out the bag. It's a wrap. It's over. The president said it. The 14th Amendment is for the slave descendants of America. We all know who that is. Don't play dumb. You know what I'm saying? Don't play dumb. And as for Benzino, he trying to come at the foundational Black American and then the other tether dude with the missing hairline. You already know he a tether because everything he's saying is just giggly. He trying to laugh and stuff and
he just
trying. But one thing I'm gonna say though, Benzino, he probably don't know what it is, but the tether, he definitely know what it is.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna put it on Benzino, but Benzino, he need to get more aware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, I agree with that. Benzino, you can tell he probably he out drinking and having fun. He don't know what's going on over here on Twitter.
Yeah,
so I can get that.
Yeah.
And the way the presenter said it, always just the foundational black authority, and they believe. So I can see him basing his comments off of that. I still want to get on him because we got to let the world know that even if you unaware of what this thing is and you speak ill of, we got some heat for your ass because this is real.
No, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to spin the block on Uncle Luke ugly ass Uncle. Ugly ass too.
Nephew Luke. You know nephew.
Yeah. His gribbling mouth ass nigga. True story. For real. Definitely got to spin the block on him because he on Twitter talking crazy and Yeah, matter of fact, Benzino, he got to get it too. Like we gotta clean house. You know what I mean? Trump wants us to clean house with the 14th Amendment. Like Black Americans clean house, delineate, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I mean? It's up, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk, man.
I'm
Thanks
out.
for giving us a call.
You know it.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. He's right. He's 100% right. It's up. Like, y'all know what it is. And if you don't know, you're about to find out. We are a lineage of people who will not be silent. What's up, Carl? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hell, bro, we gonna have to do a debate between FBA and Aboriginals, bro.
I ain't debating shit.
For real, cause
People can believe what they
y'all
want to
be
believe.
stealing content from Aboriginal content.
People can believe what they want to believe. Why you think I want to debate? Nigga, believe what you believe. And go build something for Black America. We Aboriginal.
I even challenged Tariq Nasheed
We
on his
even
standpoint.
challenge yourself to open up a business to hire other Aboriginals. Do that.
Oh, I am actually, and that man didn't open up shit. He got a broom closet.
You can't call me with another man's dick in your mouth. I'm just sorry. Sorry. What's up, Carter? What's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, man? It's Tennessee calling out of Houston, man. What up? Salute.
Oh, what's up, brother? How's it going, man?
Hey, yeah, this means Therapy Radio 808. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir, man. What's on your mind, my brother?
Man, it's funny how deportation got these niggas looking up our history more than they look up their own, because if they did, they wouldn't be saying most of the things they saying.
Because they wouldn't find nothing. At least in relation to us, I'd say. They find something, but it won't relate to us.
Nothing they saying relate to us because they know the truth, and it's crazy that they sit up here and they imitate and mock Black people in music, but they ain't got nothing to prove that they created anything. And then everything they getting done is accepted by Black people anyway. Look at the deportation now. Not everybody want to leach in. They thought deportation was going to be, oh, that ain't never going to happen. Now they clinging on. They know everything about FBA and Black people now.
Everything.
But nothing about them. I'm like, why do you not know nothing about, and why are you scared to go back to your country? And why your country don't want you since you created something? Like,
right.
They done lost it.
Why ain't your country, if you created it, why ain't they created any record labels to put any Black Americans on? Oh yeah, that's one thing I ask these people. All right, okay, if Jamaica created hip hop, then y'all see how Capitol Records and all these places are doing to us in America. Why don't y'all create a record label down there and put some Black Americans on so we can get around Capitol Records and Universal Music and all these people? How about that?
Because they can't. They can't because ain't nothing over there to create. Ain't nothing over there to build from. They didn't create nothing. They created whatever they doing over there. Don't nobody want to hear. And then when they try to infuse them into what we doing, don't nobody want to hear it. Their own country don't even want to hear it. You ever seen the award shows when they try to put them in their own category? They not mad then, but then when we handling business on our area, they try to leech in on it and then talk down. Benzino done lost his mind. First of all, don't nobody listen to that nigga. He don't even listen to him. Nobody ever cared. Even when he had the source, he wasn't talking about no damn Jamaicans and shit like that. He was talking about Black people. That's how he got his money up with the white boy.
And let's think about the source. The source was the source of the East Coast, West Coast issue. They pushed that shit real heavy. I have vibe. I'm gonna put it short. They pushed the East Coast, West Coast thing, and they put this crass ass picture up. That picture of Suge Knight with him wearing all red on Rolls Royces and everything. That got him investigated. Jet Magazine would never have allowed that picture to go on the front of their shit because they know Black people know. I'm talking about old Jet Magazine, not this new shit. I'm talking about old Jet Magazine. Would never have allowed that because they would have known a picture like this is gonna bring heat to everybody.
Yeah, and that's how you know tethers and white people are behind it, and then the Jews, because they know, because foundational Black people know a picture says 1,000 words, and you know just them pictures and where they from can get you hurt, which happens. You know what I mean? So
Real talk.
that's all I got to say about it, man. And then I got everybody tuned in to you, man. Your history on music and everything is top tier, man. Salute.
I appreciate that, my brother.
Already.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's like, and again, it's not disrespect to Jamaican music or Caribbean music. I listen to that music. And the fact that I listen to that music and understand that music, and I see the way their bandstand is set up, I see they have different instrumentation. They count their music differently. They use different chords. It's like, this is its own thing over here. And why not appreciate what you got? What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Oh, can you hear me, Dewan?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Yeah, this Heartthrob Never out of Texas, man. But I just want to speak on when you had mentioned how come they don't, get American blacks or FBA on with their record labels where they at. You got to remember, man, like when we was trying to get in the industry from doing original music, all of a sudden it made a shift to where they wouldn't sign artists and musicians who was creating original music with, actual instrumental skills. Mm-hmm. It went to them just signing only people that was either getting out of prison, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but
I see what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then you got to remember too, at the same time, all of the A&Rs and record execs, they made them Caribbean and people from overseas.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like if you look at it all, it's all immigrants, man. It ain't none of us in there in them high positions like that. That was all I wanted to say. I ain't gonna hold you up long. I appreciate you, bro.
That's a great point, man. Thanks for giving us a call. Yeah.
Yes,
in the record labels and also at the radio stations. And that's when our music stalled. That's why I always draw a dividing line. You got pre-90s, post-90s. 80s was somewhat of a middle ground. But the last time black music was pure from top to bottom was 1979, 1980. That was the last time black American music was pure. What's up, Carter? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, yo, what up, Dewan? My name is Zone, calling out of Phoenix, but I'm originally from Greenville, South Carolina.
Greenville, South Carolina. What's ain't mine?
Yeah. Great show. Enjoying the conversation. Just real quick. So I was watching a movie, The Patriot, the other night, right? And there was a line that stuck out in that movie from General Cornwallis, so the dude that played that character of the British Empire. And it was showing when they was coming over here, the War of Independence. And one of the colonels in the British Empire was like, I hate these colonials. General Cornwallis was like, control yourself, because after this war is over, we're going to establish commerce. We're going to reestablish commerce because these are our brethren, right? And so when you really think about it, after the Atlantic slave trade, it was really no movement, from the Africans to really reestablish a relationship with the FBA. And so, what they got to realize is that they chose that. They chose that for themselves. You see, FBA, we can't really go over to Ghana or Kenya or over there, and we can't tell them what to do on their land. We ain't really, we could chop it up online about the politics and stuff that's going on over there, but we can't go over there and do that, right? And just like that, we can't go over there and do that. They can't come over here and do that with us either. And it's crazy because it's like, yo, all we doing is just getting on code. And the fact that they even have something to, yeah. And the fact that they even got something to say about that is crazy. And furthermore, we on the internet all day long, day in, day out. Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok. They don't realize the FBA movement is a powerful movement, and it's really not anything that's I guess you could say like hate based, and it is a lineage thing. But what if they were to take the FBA movement and apply that where they are? Because one thing that we all have in common is we all going against white supremacy, whether you're in Trinidad, whether you're in Jamaica, whether you're in the United States, whether you're in Africa. That's the whole foundation and the purpose of FBA. And then as far as Benzino, when he's talking about we all need to stick together, the problem is that, like, we ain't when they come when his ancestors or whoever his cousins come over here. The thing is, they don't want to stick together, right? And the last thing I want to say is, everybody knows that Eminem is a guest in the House of Hip Hop, right? And every time somebody points that out, shout out Lord Jamar, how many do you see Eminem? Do you see Eminem trying to refute the fact that he's a guest in the House of Hip Hop?
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny that the right, and it's funny that the white guy who, you know what I'm saying, who is one of the best when it comes to something that FBA's created, is funny how he can take his cues and he know how to play his part, but you know what I mean, when they get in these circles or when they come over to the FBA land, they don't know how to do what somebody like Eminem is doing. I'm gonna land my plane.
Real talk, man. Thanks for calling us.
Peace.
Yeah. I will give Eminem that credit. He does know how to lay his sword down and be like, you know what? Yeah, this ain't my culture. I will give him that. T.R. Jones, I appreciate the Cash App. Much appreciation, Tiara. Akintunde, I appreciate the Cash App. Much appreciation. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, brother, how you doing, man? It's different, man. Yo,
what's up, my brother? What's going on?
Well, speaking on Benzino, man, I met Benzino when he was in East St. Louis on State Street at the Beano. It's this club where, you know, like the drill music artists and all them perform, like rappers and all that. It's on State Street. It's the main street of East St. Louis. It used to be, but that's where he was at. And I met Benzino and I told him what's up. You know, we chopped it up. I told him like it's the East Coast sound. I fuck with the East Coast sound. He's like, that shit fucking trash. Shit fucking gone. I'm like, dang, it's not trash. He said, yes, it is. It was for that time because we was at a Big Boogie concert. So like, and I was able to get in free because the dude that was promoting it, I know him, so I ended up getting him for free, and that's how I was able to meet Benzino. But it was just like, he was just down in New York like crazy. Like, he was down there so bad. I'm like, damn. But the thing I didn't know was that somebody told me that he's from New Jersey. He's from Jersey. He's not even from New York.
His family is from not the United States, and that's why he sees a division line between all of it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. This is crazy to me. Like, I hate what happened to New York because it comes like, bro, because when it comes to the actual New York niggas, I fuck with their style and things they did, but they extinct now. But I see why, bro. It's like they cut up as fuck. I fuck with Nas, Method Man. Like, I fuck with the Barrels. I love New York. My favorite rapper is Biggie Smalls. But man, it's so many shiesty shit with them niggas, man. And ain't nobody trying to get on their case or nothing because I really do got love for the East Coast. What the fuck on, man? What the fuck y'all niggas doing?
That's a good question, my brother. And that's the thing when it comes to New York. I am getting on them because, like, I love New York, but you know who I love more than New York? The whole of Black America. I love all of us more than I love any one city. I love all of us more than I love LA. If it comes to Black America in LA, man, fuck LA. Y'all heard me say it first. If I gotta down Black America to promote LA, you ain't never gonna see that happen, man. If it's between Black America and LA can kiss my whole black ass in all 4 generations I've been living here. But that's what it is. And so I hear New Yorkers, then they get mad at people like me or whatever for saying these truths. Look, New York, great, but you guys live in a bubble, and inside that bubble, you created some goddamn fantasy land. And it's going to take, I love Black America more than I love New York. I love East St. Louis. I love Chicago. I love Detroit. I love Memphis. I love Birmingham, Montgomery, Pensacola, Florida. Nigga, if a black person lives in Boise, Idaho, nigga, I love you too, goddammit. Like, with this whole putting my city ahead of everybody, Man, that shit done. Any nigga doing that, you got these niggas in their 50s still doing it. You corny motherfuckers. I said it with my chest. And I say it to you, it's corny. Corny, corny, corny. All right, Carter, go ahead and finish up before I got to take the next call. My bad.
The only thing that I got to say is, like, plus, far as it's the other thing that you were talking about, like the horrors of the South and all that. It's my great-great-grandfather. He was from Arkansas. He left Arkansas because he was tired of talking to white people, where he couldn't stare at them in the face. Like, he couldn't stare at them. Like, he had to look down. So he got tired of that, and he went to East St. Louis. But it's just one story that kind of stuck with me. It's this old lady, she in her 80s, and she told me her family left the South because her auntie got her auntie had got decapitated by a white man because she didn't do what he said. So dude said that she chopped her head off, and that scared them. And then that's when they went up to Gary, Indiana, East St. Louis, and they went up to the Chicago area. But it's just crazy, all the horror stories that some of our people got where they're not even treated like human beings. And it's basically like what you said.
Yeah.
It comes from that. Our music comes from that shit. I'm sorry about that.
It comes from that experience.
But our music comes from that. Yeah, you know, our music comes from that shit. But
yeah, man.
It's all but it's all what I want to say to one.
Thanks for giving us a call, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the super chat, Lewis Lux. Benzino was a weirdo before he left that hotel in the room of Cavarillo. What's up, Carl? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, brother DeJuan, Eric Johnson from Athens, Georgia. I just wanted to see if you can hear me or not. Make sure everything's clear.
Yes, sir. I can hear you. What's on your mind, brother?
What's on my mind is, clowns like Benzino who know better to be talking about, hip hop, especially the foundational Black American experience. Once you think of dudes like from the East Coast, like Benzino is the last person you will ever think of. This dude's career has been a damn shamble like over the past 30 plus years. When you think of people that comes from like the Boston hip hop music scene, because I didn't know if this nigga was from New York, New Jersey. I always thought that nigga was from Boston, in my opinion, because he was down with the made man niggas from back in the day, and they couldn't blow up. So he had to ride the jock strap with Dave Mays, so he could just get him a position. But this just goes to show you that if we don't keep our history alive by collecting music of our forefathers, not only within hip hop music, but with other genres and sub-genres within the FBA lineage, then you're gonna have clowns like Luther Campbell. You're gonna have these tethers that's getting rounded up by ICE agents, talking about they did this in the music industry and they did this and did that. But it just goes to show you that cosplaying can only get you so far. But that's all I have to say. Keep up the good work, Ron B.
Man, much love, man. Thanks for giving us a call, brother.
All right.
Yeah, man. Like, we gotta really give it analysis. Okay, you came and brought us. Okay, what did you bring us? What did you actually bring us? No Neck Ben is wild, DeJuan. So appreciate that prime time. Appreciate the super chat. No Neck Ben for Benzino. What's up, Carter? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Mike. I'm from DC, and I was talking about the New York party you had mentioned.
Yeah.
This one that was just up there during New Year's, and I was on the train. I look at my girl. I look at me. I look around. I'm like, I don't see no one else black. You feel me? Everyone was just an immigrant up there. And I realized it's like, being from D.C., New York is 5 D.C.s. You got to think they're competing with 5 different cities in just one little city. Mm-hmm. And then they all live on top of each other. So I feel like these people are always in a state of competition. And they always just got to compete because maybe even in their own household, they don't get the same attention that they need. So they go out being loud and rambunctious. But yeah, that's just why.
That's a good point of view. You're right. It's so built on top of each other. There's a lot of competition, and that's cool. That means it's just up to us that's not in that bubble to bust that motherfucking bubble. Let them know, nigga, you ain't special. Philadelphia, everyone's doing the same shit. Calm your ass down. Sometimes your brother got to tell you, hey, brother, chill. You're doing too much. Chill. That's part of love. You did?
Yeah, I feel that. But peace and love.
All right, man. You have a good one. I ain't got no issues with New York. It's just that New York, you know you're in the bubble. Any honest New Yorker knows you're in a bubble. Guess what happens when you're in a bubble? You don't know what the fuck is going on outside of it. So when somebody outside that bubble says, hey, this is going on too, they're not hating. They're telling you, cool, your bubble's going good. But yeah, great. You ain't did nothing new. What's up, Carter? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Dana calling from Woodland Hills.
Dana from Woodland Hills. What's on your mind?
This shit has gone off the rails.
Yes,
because
it has.
We decided as Black Americans of the lineage that we wanted to delineate just people where we said no more.
Hello?
Imposters of us. Then all of a sudden we ain't shit, we ain't got shit, we ain't created shit. Everything came from somebody else when you guys are trying to be like us.
Right.
There are 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds running around with lace front wigs, and they're showing you the installation of them. I'm not saying it's positive, but where did it come from?
Right.
Africans done taken over the hair braiding industry. Where did that come from? We put everybody on and then we get nothing for it. Nobody wants to say, hey, you guys did this. And now we have this delineation movement and people are sour grapes because historians are involved.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know our history.
We know our history.
We know where the music comes from. We know where all of this comes from. So now everybody is hating on us. And Benzino been trying to clout chase since whenever. Dude, you not relevant.
Yeah,
you relevant for headlines. You infamous, not famous.
Right. And you get the most attention when you're talking about Eminem. That's really the only thing people want to hear you talk about.
And why are you messing with Eminem? That man is doing his thing. He got put on. Okay. He have his whatever. Just let it be.
Yeah. Let it go.
It's just so much hate towards us and like, you guys aren't nothing and you didn't create this and that. And what you are trying to explain through the music history is that the music was created here. So you sampled it. So it can't be from the Bronx because someone else made it.
And on top of that, they try to say, well, it's bigger than the music. It's just the culture. Well, the culture is sitting around the goddamn music. So you can't get away from the music.
And then the culture is ours. You were dressing as us.
Right. Period.
Roxanne Shante is getting an award because of who she is and what she created. And look how long it took for her to get her kudos.
Right. Damn near 40 years.
Why can't we just get the respect and then we say, all right, y'all, you can, have this, but you all want to be Black Americans. All the style, the culture, the music, it all comes from us, emanating from us, and then you guys jump on it. Right. Or we would be walking around here with Jamaican accents.
Right. We would go around saying bumbleclot this and bumbleclot that, but we don't.
No, we don't. All right.
Thanks for giving us a call.
All right, bye.
Yeah. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. And also book your reading. We're coming up into February. I'm going to be doing a relationship package for the month of February for readings. We about to do a relation. For those of you who want to do who got a relationship, email me if you want to come in for a couples counseling, couples reading. We're gonna do 4 readings for the price of 3. And 4 sessions for the price of 3, I should say, sessions. Email me right now if you want to be a part of that. 4 sessions for the price of 3. Only for Valentine's. This is my Valentine's Day sale. All right. Somebody asked, what music did LA come out with? Disco, rhythm and blues, funk, After, of course, James Brown. Secondary to James Brown was Funk, starting the Family Zone in the Bay, and then Watts 103rd Street Band and War here in LA before it got back to the Midwest. But really, rhythm and blues got its foundation out of LA. And so did disco. So did cool jazz, or what you now know as radio play smooth jazz. That's the LA sound. All right? All right? Does that make it clear? No, gang banging existed before LA called for president. Did you know that? They were gang banging in New York before they were gang banging in LA. Gang banging in LA started in 1970, late night, after Bunchy Carter was killed, leader of the Black Panthers. The Slossons were the current banging. The Slossons were a gang, but the LA gangs turned into Black Panthers in the 60s. And then they killed the black leaders of the LA of those gangs and left the children and then threw in the war on drugs, and it devolved into what we now know as gang banging. But LA gang culture is actually born out of a response to white gangs. And the gangs in New York were around before the gangs in LA. So I know y'all like coming with y'all little jokes about LA, but you guys know so little about LA, it's not even worth me clowning. Like, you niggas need to read. Yeah, the businessmen, black gangs in LA went to college. That's what they did in the 60s. The businessmen, the Slossons, after the riots happened, when they opened that access up to black people, they went to college and formed the strongest Black Panther chapter out here. I'll be goddamn somebody from a city that didn't have a Black Panther presence. Talk about LA, because nigga, Bunchy Carter, what? And when those Black Panthers were killed off, it left a dysfunctional organization that ultimately became what we now know as the Crips and Bloods. But the Crips stands for Community Revolution and Progress. Wally Gibson, I got you. At least if you talk about LA gangbanging, at least talk about how organized it is. At least give us some credit to where it's not like all reckless and shit like it is in other parts of the country. Yeah, go look up Dick Griffey if you want to talk about LA music, Solar Records. The Whispers are out of LA. Motherfucker. Oh, you know what else out of LA? Jazz fusion. Fusion jazz, that funk jazz bitches brew. That Miles had been living in LA. That was LA. That was LA sound. That's funk jazz fusion. LA. But that's the thing. People don't know history. And then they'll let white people say one thing. And they're like, that's what it is. Yeah, Brothers Johnson out of LA, Patrice Rushen out of LA. What would music be without Patrice Rushen? A black woman that plays all of the instruments. Played on a whole bunch of your favorite hits. Damn music director for the fucking Oscars and shit. Roy Ayers is out of LA. Calm down. Yeah, Barry White's out of LA. The Laws family, yep. What's up, Great Black Shark? Appreciate it. Yep, Rolls Royce, LA, yep. Yeah. Yeah, LA has a very wide range in sound. And hip-hop niggas try to act like hip-hop is the only thing coming out of LA. No. LA is still winning in jazz now. Still winning in rock now with Steve Lacy. Come on now. Like still, like in 2025. We're still winning in jazz now. Tyler the Creator. What genre is Tyler the Creator? He has his own thing. It's LA. All right, but I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Yeah, Thundercat. Yeah. The Far Side. Brent Woods. Yeah, we can just keep going down the line. War. Again, Watts 103rd Street Band. Like, let's just tell the whole truth. Anderson .Paak. Terrace Martin. Kamasi Washington. DJ Quick. LA's very eclectic sound out here. I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. We gotta do some discussions over on Patreon. The death of rhythm, the death of black music series is coming back to Patreon also. Go and subscribe, patreon.com/DeJuan B. We got some be a part of the live interview lounge. You know, we got some great shit coming up, all right? Thank y'all again for listening. Remember, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. All right? Y'all have a good one.